Hello everyone. If you have thought about taking SAT, you haven't taken the test yet. If you are still thinking, why should you take it? What is the test all about? This is the correct place. This is the video you're looking at. If you've already taken the test, I think you should move on to another video so that you can start with your practice. Or if you already know about the test, some mocks of something you've taken, you can move to the other videos of mine. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to what SAT is all about. If you've heard, it's about English and maths, just two sections. It's scored out of 1600. Overall score is out of 1600. There are two subsections. In each, you score something out of 800. No matter what you do, you will not be able to score less than 400. So you get 200 in each section just like that, just because you're sitting for the test. But no university accept you will accept you with this score, with a 400, or even for 440, 450, even 500 is not a great score. Now, saying so, I really do not mean no university. There are universities who will accept you even if you haven't taken the test, even you haven't taken SAT. So no, I'm not going about those. But most universities look at a score which is, let's say, a 1300 or more than that, which is considered a good score. So now good may differ, depending on one student to other, but 1300 is usually something that most of my students target. Now, there's an essay section also, which is optional. If you're looking for Ivy Leagues or let's say top 50 schools then of the world, then definitely look for essay. Do take the essay section. Otherwise, it's up to you if you want to take the essay section or not. Essay section is divided into three subparts. You have reading, writing, and analysis. So essay doesn't mean that you only write. It also means that whatever you have read from the topic, there's another video for essay, of course. You can go to that one and refer to what is essay. But in the essay section, just to brief you, you're scored on how have you read the passage, what are you writing, and were you able to analyze it properly. And again, you get scored out of 2 to 8, and there are two people who grade your overall essay. Okay. Now, let's see the timing of the test. To score the 1600 or 800 on 800 in each section, you get 52 questions to be solved in 65 minutes in the reading section. So an hour and 5 minutes, 52 questions, which sounds easy right now, but not to forget, these 52 questions are not from one passage. You will get lots of passages, like you have 5 different passages to read and then go further and answer these questions. So timing is sometimes a challenge in the reading section, which of course in the reading video you can see how to map and how to save time. Then we have question strategies in those videos, and you can see how to answer a question. Next comes the writing section. So English section, the verbal section, is divided into two parts. You have reading section and writing section. In the writing section, you're not really writing. It's called writing section, but it's basically grammar section. So you tested on your grammatical skills. Again, another video for that. You have 35 minutes to solve 44 questions there. Time challenge, yeah, we'll see how to handle that. Then you have two maths section. You have one section of maths where you're not allowed to use calculator, and you have another section where you're allowed to use calculator. In the no calculator section, you have 25 minutes and you have 20 questions to solve, a little more time. In the other section, you have 55 minutes and you have 38 questions to solve. Okay. Essay, as I have already said, you always get one topic. It's not multiple essays you write, and you have 45 minutes to write that. All right, let's see a little deep look into what sections are going to contain. In the reading comprehension section, you will have 5 passages, 400 to 450 words each passage. It can be 500 words sometimes, or a little more if you have a dual passage. So it's not too lengthy, but the topics are usually not something that students would like to read all the time. It's not very interesting. Then the question types that you see, or what does SAT want you to do while you read, is to interpret the details and the arguments in the text. So this particular part says what does it mean, or how is this defined. We have various question types, but we'll discuss them later in the other video. Then you have finding supporting evidence, which means that for a particular question, if you've chosen the answer as, let's say, option C, why did you say so? Where is the evidence? Where did you find it in the passage? So these are the two things that you are supposed to do in the reading comprehension section. Moving to the writing and language section, which is your second part of the verbal section itself. You have to, of course, work on grammar error. You have to see that this part of the sentence is underlined, what's wrong and what's correct in this particular part. Sometimes the questions are also about rearranging the text. So this line goes somewhere else, this paragraph should not be here, this line should be added or not added. That's the grammar section. Then you have math section where they test you something with very similar to what you've done in your school: algebra, geometry, compound interest. So questions are tricky, but what really is tested in the math section is something that you must have done in your school, right? Grade 11, grade 12, no matter which board you are following. Not even grade 11, 12, even grade 10th. So I'll probably say 10% of the test is with 11, 12. Everything else is from until grade 10th. Now, I don't teach maths, so you'll not be able to find maths video over here. You'll be able to find all the English videos with me. Yeah, all type of questions and everything. Then next part is essay, which I already told you. So what do you do in the essays? You read the essay that is given to you, not the essay that you're going to write, of course. So there's a passage given to you. You first read that. You figure out what is the author trying to say over there. How is the author trying to support, or what is it saying? And then you explain it in your writing, that this is what I have understood from the essay. Okay, so that's the essay section. Now, overall, this is all that your entire test is going to contain. Yes. All right. So in the further videos, in the other videos, you'll be able to see things like whatever I've discussed, like this is the passage and how do you solve it. So you can try, if this is the first time you're trying the SAT, I think it'll always be a good idea that every video of mine, after I explain something, you can pause and you can try all the questions yourself and then see the explanation. Okay, so see you in another video. Please like and subscribe.